I love talking to people about books. I have friends that the basis of our friendship started with our love of books. One of my closest book friends told me about the book The Change by Kirsten Miller, which came out in early 2022 and was getting attention as she was featured as a Good Morning America Book of the Month selection. I hadn't heard of this book because I don't typically read thriller, but when she told me it was about 3 women going through menopause who developed superpowers and solved a mystery, I was all in. I brought it to my division of women's health at Mayo Clinic, and we read it as our first ever book club. But perhaps the most impactful moment came while I was presenting at an academic conference. I spoke about my area of expertise, integrative medicine and menopause, and I talked about using popular fiction to understand these experiences better. As you might imagine, in a stuffy room full of healthcare professionals, there was some pushback on how these books could be impactful in this health topic. But what we circled around to was books like The Change change the narrative around topics like menopause. In the past, menopause has been featured as this ending, this transition point in women's life where everything is shriveling up and they have hot flashes and their skin isn't as youthful and they can't have babies anymore. So they're portrayed as essentially washed up. But what Kirsten Miller does in the book, The Change, is she completely flips the narrative to make these women powerful and will argue that middle age for women is a time of power. You have the wisdom of experience, you typically have more resources, and you can let go of issues regarding fertility, whether you want to be pregnant or not. My episode with Kirsten Miller featured a Mayo Clinic menopause expert talking about the various aspects of menopause that include hot flashes, mood changes, vaginal bleeding, many things that don't typically go portrayed in popular culture, but that Kirsten Miller does a phenomenal job of bringing into this storyline, which in the end carries you right through and is fantastic.